Hey guys, it's Friday night here in the Philippines, so I'm going to go ahead and do our free for all weekend video, which, as promised and advertised, it's going to be on project cars and barn finds. So I've done one of these videos before, like when I first started doing videos for diecast about 7 months ago. This is like one of my first 5 videos was on projects in progress by not only JL but a couple other ones, and it was very brief and only looked at like 5 or 6 cars. So I picked up a few other cars since then, and I want to show them to you guys. And kind of renamed it Projects in Progress and Barn Finds. Some of these are cars that you would find in a barn somewhere, but they're not actually from like the JL Barn Find series. It's just kind of what I call them. Then I'll kind of point out what would be a project in progress versus like a barn find. Although you could find a barn find project car that was in progress and somebody abandoned a few years ago. So that's always still yet a possibility. But just to kind of give you guys some like points of like what I guess you could say to me depicts a project car from a barn find. So anyways, I'm also going to give you a full panoramic view of the old barn here, or old garage I like to call it. This reminds me of an old garage that would have been on Route 66 and has like a few abandoned cars around it. Maybe it was an old body shop or an old mechanic garage, whatever it may have been. It just kind of has that theme to it. That's what I was going for when I had my buddy build this for me. It was this old abandoned patina weathered looking garage, and he did a fantastic job with it. So it does look like something that would be on Route 66 somewhere. So I'll give you all the views of it from all 4 sides, but let's go ahead and get started with what we have out here in front of us. So the cars that I have here are the first 3 that you could see. These I would relatively call barn finds because they're original cars that are weathered, rusted, beat up, but still in their original condition. No parts changed, nothing like that. Still pretty much the original paint, like Christine. When they found Christine, she was a 1958 Plymouth Fury. It had never been restored, and it was the original owner's brother that was selling this car, and it had just been untouched, unrestored. So as you could see, the patina, the weathered look, the faded roof paint down to the red primer. They did a really good job at remaking this car. This one is from Autoworld. And I know I've showed this to you guys a few times, but this is like one of my favorite cars that I have. Probably my favorite patinaed car, favorite weathered piece. So very nicely done. And I have the chase variant of this that I will go ahead and show you now since we're on that topic. The chase variant also looks really cool. It just looks like a dark red 58 Plymouth that had been abandoned. Dark red with a white interior instead of being your regular bright red with the red interior. So the Ultra Red is actually really cool. They didn't do this really glossy, fabulous looking candy red paint. They kind of made it also patinaed, and it looks very good. So almost kind of like the Ultra Red, a little better than the regular red. And it has a white chassis, but even the white chassis they weathered. They kind of made a little bit of brownish tint to certain areas, so they did a great job with this Ultra Red. I should have the burnt one here in a few weeks with hopefully the Ultra Red variants too, and we'll take a look at those together. But they always do a fabulous job, like with their Ultra Red chase pieces. They don't look out of place. This actually looks like it could have been like an actual 58 Plymouth abandoned and candy red or maroon with a white interior. So that is the Ultra Red variant of this guy. This next one, and let me clear off some pieces because I usually have it displayed like looking like it was taken halfway apart. As you've seen in other videos, like I had another Daytona that had zinc rot from Greenlight, so I kind of parted it out for display pieces. And this is the center console, as you can see, so I kind of leave it like hanging out the door. So it looks like somebody was in there taking the interior apart, and as you can see along the side of the building, there's a set of bucket seats from a Dodge Charger, and an old tire, and then an old air cleaner that actually came with the engine of a Daytona, the Greenlight Daytona. So that is very suiting for this. This is actually an M2 car. This is their Auto Projects car. This is from their first series of Auto Projects back in, I would say, probably 2011, 2012 era, something like that, 2010. So yeah, about probably 2011. So really cool car. They said it was originally green on the package, but I still have yet to see any green anywhere on this car. On the other fender, there's some blue, but maybe it was supposed to be blue. And then it has the black tail stripe, which is faded. On this side, it's really faded, and it looks like the wing's coming off. But on this side, you can still make out the word Daytona slightly. And they did a really cool job on this car. The weathered bumpers and things like this. This is another one that I would call a barn find. It just looks untouched, and it looks like you parked it back probably in 1975, and it has not been touched since then. So even like the fogged over dusty looking glass. That's like another thing, these cars being on display, I very rarely dust them because I think it helps add to the patinaed look. So that's something you may see a lot of dust on some of these, but hey, as I said, I think it helps add to the patinaed look. Under the hood, it still looks fairly good with the Hemi. It doesn't look really weathered, but the outside did, so it looks okay. I mean, maybe the inner fenders and stuff are a little weathered, so it does look suiting. It's a pretty cool car by M2. And it does have the opening doors, which you guys seen on the one side when the console was hanging out. And what's cool, if you look inside, it's missing one of the bucket seats. So that's another thing they did really cool with these cars, is like take parts off of them. And I have another one. When we swing around back, I'll show it to you. It's also from Release 1 Auto Projects. So they do really cool work on these cars. So next one is from Greenlight. This is the Gas Monkey Garage. 64, I think Dodge D100. Yeah, 64. And they also wanted to keep the patinaed look, but they put modern wheels and I think a modern driveline in it. I haven't seen the actual footage on this truck where they restored it or partially restored it. So I don't know much of the history behind it. I don't watch the show so much. I've seen some episodes, but not many. So that's what they were going for, keeping the patinaed look. The aged paint, the pilling hood, and things like that. And as I did with this one, I made it like my shop truck. I put some scaled down like parts boxes, an Edelbrock, Mr. Gasket, and I don't know what the other one is. My buddy made me these little boxes when he made the Grand Spalding Dodge dealership. So pretty cool to add to the like garage mechanic theme. So pretty cool truck. And this one I would also call a barn find because, as I said, all original, untouched, and nothing's been replaced, nothing's been modded. Well, now it has. They kind of made it a resto mod but kept the patinaed look. Now, this one I would call like an auto project. And this is like some homemade tarp that I made for this guy, and I just have it taped on, so we'll take it off. I made that out of just like a blue plastic cellophane bag. So it kind of helps add, it looks perfect like the blue tarps you see covering cars in people's backyards. Now, this one I would call like a project in progress that may have gotten abandoned. And what's cool, you could see how they put the GS emblem at an angle to make it look like it's broken and hanging off the fender. But as you can see, it's got miscolored parts. Like this door is like a textured yellow door. And then you have the yellow deck lid. Then you have a missing tail light. The quarter panels had some work done on it where it looks like maybe they replaced a quarter and started doing some work to it. And then it has like mismatched wheels, silver hood. So that there tells me somebody was planning to restore it and then maybe gave up on it. So this is what I would call like project in progress. And this is from Johnny Lightning back in the early 2000s. And really cool car. This, I don't know if it's actually like supposed to look like that or if it's just that the paint started aging and rashing on this car, but it did perfect. So it does actually look like a yellow door with bad paint on it, so it actually looks very suiting for this. And the wheels they did a great job with to give it that light rust, like surface rust look. And as you could see, these are kind of like the original Buick like rally style wheels, but you flip it over here, it does have a Buick like type of Rally 2, almost looks like Pontiac Rally 2s in a way. But then you have the steel wheel with white lettering on it, but the other ones are black walls. So pretty cool. As you can see, somebody had been working on this car, and it's kind of got like a, I don't know, like an off green looking base, and I guess that would probably make it, I don't know, to simulate dirt or something like that. But anyways, pretty cool. They did a nice job with it. But that's what I would call like project in progress. So let me move my little makeshift tarp there. We'll spin it around to the back side since you guys have not seen the back side yet. And this is the other M2 Auto Projects car from Series 1. And this one, as I said, they take missing parts or take parts off and have them like missing. So this guy has a missing grille, missing headlights. Let me focus it in here for you guys. So yeah, the grille's missing, the headlights are missing, which is pretty cool. Then under the hood on this one, they did a really good job at weathering it. It's a dual quad. Not sure if that's a first gen Hemi or what it was, but anyways, they did a great job with making this one look really weathered. I could not even guess what color this was originally. Maybe black. Not sure. But it's 57 Chrysler 300, and it is very nicely weathered. But here comes your missing part, the door, of all things. They did not put a door on this side. So that's how it came. This is original. So this is what I would say. This is in mint condition, guys. So this is a mint condition M2 Release 1 Auto Projects 57 Chrysler 300. And yeah, it's kind of hard to buy that this is mint condition. This is how it left M2 and would be found in the package. So very crazy, but yeah, that's what it is. But these cars are really sweet. That's why like I collect them, these weathered like type of cars. Not everyone I find, but a lot of them I find, because it's just perfect display items for this Dio. So the back side, and I've taken like some signs, as you may have seen on this side too, where I've cut out some like emblems and things like this off of old packages and used double-sided tape to kind of put it on the building, but kind of keep it away from the building a little bit to make it look like a metal, like 3D sign. So it adds to the old, like, themed garage, mechanic garage look. So it actually helps. And then I put an old rock back here. It's a real rock. I just set it here to kind of give it that boulder type look. And as you could see, with the kind of old grass and the gravel look my buddy did to this, it looks really good. This is actually not made from your regular plastic board like a lot of dios is. This is a really heavy dio. This is a piece of like 1/8 inch thick plywood that has actual sand that has been glued to it to give it that old dirt, like desert look to it. And he did a fabulous job with it. So here is the back side, and I have our old Ecto 1 setting over here. As you guys seen me unbox this a couple weeks ago, this is the, I guess you would call pre-Ecto. This is the Ecto 1 before they made it Ecto 1, when Ray first bought it and brought it back to the firehouse, and it was smoking and like falling apart as he pulled it into the firehouse. But yeah, you guys seen this the other week, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one. But really cool. And this is what I would call probably a barn find too, because of the fact that it's original, untouched car. Maybe it could be a project in progress. It looks like maybe somebody started doing body work on it with these primer spots. It doesn't look really patinaed. It looks like somebody had been working on it to fix up the body and maybe repaint it one day. Now this guy I didn't mention, but I would call that just a totally abandoned in the desert 57 Chrysler that people maybe started parting out at one time and then just left it there to rot away. So this here, I know some people are asking me, what is this? I would say it's like an old fuel tank container, because you're out in the middle of the desert. So you want to have your own fuel reserve. So since this would be a mechanic garage, I would say that's what that was. But as my buddy said, you can kind of use your own imagination, maybe water tank or something like that. I'm opting for fuel tank since it's like in the middle of the nowhere on Route 66. So the building also is made out of wood and other materials, as you can see here, like the cutout wood and how it's glued, and it was a lift-off top, so I could like display things on the inside. And in the first video, I think I had showed people this, and I will give you the best overhead look as I can and kind of swing it around to the other side. And I'll take these guys out so we can get a better look at him. This is the Challenger that had the bad paint on it. In one of my videos, I unboxed this one. It's from Autoworld. It's a 70 Challenger. And if you remember, I did a video on like the orange pill and paint blistering, paint rashing, things like that. And this one came out and it was pretty bad. I couldn't really fix it. It ended up rubbing off the white rally stripe on the side, or the RT stripe. So I made it into a beater. So this is my own handy custom work. Not like most professional job, but not bad. So I'll let you look at it here in a minute. Then there is another Greenlight Challenger. This is from Supernatural. And then we have our Project in Progress 72 GTX from Johnny Lightning. So since we've already looked at some of these, I will put them in there to kind of get them out of our way for right now, and I can put the roof back on the building. And then spin it around to the front once again. So let's put these guys back over here, and just bear with me for 1 second, guys. So, spinning to the front, which you guys have had seen this for a while because I had it displayed this way for a couple videos. And as you can see, I put some old tires over here in the corner, and then these are pieces off that zinc rotted Daytona from Greenlight that I was telling you about. That's where the interior pieces came from. So I made use of a zinc cancer Daytona. Unfortunately, that happens every now and then where you'll get one where it's just beyond repair. It's just going to basically decompose and fall apart, and that's what happened to that one. So I took the hood, the door actually broke off the car, and it wasn't an opening door car. The casting literally shattered because of the zinc rot. So I made use of the pieces. So you got a couple old gas pumps like you would typically see in front of old garages or gas stations. Put those out there. Those are Greenlight shop tools. Once again, another old sign I cut out of a package. That's for the old Pontiacs. So let's get this back adjusted right. So this 72 GTX is a project in progress by Johnny Lightning. And this actually had two wheel variants. This is the Real Riders one with the steel wheels with the poverty caps. They had one with plastic co-mold wheels, composite molded wheels, Krager's, the Krager looking chrome 5-spoke with plastic wheels. But it also had, I think, like a steel rim, mismatched wheels, but they were co-mold, we call them, but composite molded 2-piece plastic ones. And this one actually started getting some paint rash on the roof, but I just took a Scotch-Brite and kind of scuffed it down a little bit and dulled out the paint. So it actually even looks okay because, as I said, these are beaters, so a little bit of paint issues are not going to matter so much. But this is one that I would definitely call like project in progress because it does have like where one fender was replaced and they're kind of working on that one fender, and then let's see here. I think that's the only mismatched body part. The rest of the car looks pretty clean, actually, except, as I said, the faded, dulled, original, like, maybe Hemi orange paint. So maybe it was sun-baked out in the Arizona desert or something like that. And that's basically the look that it has to me, is that just sun-bleached orange. So now it looks like a dull, flat orange paint. So that one's also pretty cool. Then a better look at the Challenger that I kind of put all my patinaed work on. The black is to signify like rust, but really it didn't turn out so good. I need to get some rust paint and put on it. Flipped a couple tires around to get rid of the white walls and make black walls for mismatched tires. Painted the gas cap black to kind of make it look like it was missing. Also did some spots in the grill to kind of make it look like the grill was broken. Blacked out a headlight and fog light. And same thing to kind of give it that patinaed look. Used a red marker to make some dark spots in the paint on the door and quarter and on the roof to maybe make it look like it had some dents, but it didn't turn out as good as I wanted. And this plastic that they use for the windows does not shatter so good. So did my best to mimic like a broken windshield. And then on the back, blacked out a tail light to make it look like it's missing a tail light and such. So it turned out okay. It's better than just throwing the car to the side and probably never looking at it again because of the screwed up like paint rash. Now it has absolutely no paint rash anymore, but the paint's all dulled out now and stuff, and I dulled out the windows with a Scotch-Brite. So it kind of give it a nice patinaed look for the junk yard. I can't say junkyard, but the abandoned garage with these projects in progress. So let's speed it up just a little bit here. And this is the Supernatural Challenger from Greenlight. And this is like all of the cars from that series, except for their 67 Chevy and a couple of the other ones. But like they had a lot of patinaed looking cars. This one has some rust spots on it. Primered door, like it had a replaced door, aftermarket wheels and such. So pretty cool car. I'd like to find the greenie of this. And speaking of greenies, I do have one of their cars in Green Machine variant. This is Bobby Chevelle, but in the Green Machine. But still, they did a nice job keeping all the like missing vinyl top, rust, where you would have rust under the vinyl top, the gold door, the repaired fender, things like that. They're really dirty windows, which doesn't really fit with this like shiny green paint, so it doesn't really fit too well, but still yet not bad, and it is one of the beaters, so that's why he is out here. That one I would say also project in progress type of thing. Then I have the NCIS project car. This is Jethro Gibbs 70 Challenger that was in the box set from, I don't know, the Hollywood. It's 71 Challenger. Sorry, I couldn't see the grill really well. But anyways, it's got a black fender, primered fender, mismatched wheels, mismatched tires, some rust on it. But this is supposed to be like his Hemi Challenger before he restored it. And this comes in a 20 car or 10 car box set. I don't remember. But and I don't remember it could have been a Toys R Us exclusive or not. Then we have the all-famous Joe Dirt Dodge Daytona from Greenlight, which you guys have seen this numerous times, sitting next to the barn with the other Daytona. So there's the other side that you rarely see with the blue fender or the front Krager. The only thing they did wrong with this car should have had some big, wide slicks on the back, like some L50s or something, 50 series tires on the back of it, and jacked up a little bit with some shackles, but they kind of missed on that. The rest of the car looks pretty good, though. They did a pretty good job with it. So that's that one. Then you probably seen my opening shot, and I'm not going to bring out the red Silverado again, but it had this Chevelle, 65 Chevelle from the County Road series from Greenlight, which also I would call a project in progress. It's got a yellow door, it's got the black hood, black fender, and they kind of screwed up because 65 Chevelles, actually no Chevelles, had fender extensions until you got the 70, and then they kind of had the headlight bezel. But this whole fender should have probably been black primer. But anyways, pretty cool. Kind of a bleached looking white vinyl top. So this was, like I said, from the County Road series. They did a few project cars in that series from Greenlight. There's a nice 62 Vet also, I think an old truck and such. And speaking of old trucks, here is an old beater. This would be probably a barn find. This is from the Gone Fishing series from Johnny Lightning from a couple years back. They made this truck in a red variant too, with the same patina. So pretty cool old truck. 65 Chevy opening hood with the hitch. So it's great for like displays and such with trailers. Usually I have this setting out here with the either the NCIS Challenger on the back or the Supernatural Challenger. Then to wrap it up, last but not least, is the Olds 44. No, actually, this is a Hurst Olds, not a 442. It's an 83 or 84 Hurst Olds project in progress car from Johnny Lightning. I actually have a couple of these because they were super hard to find in the States at one point in time, and I found a few of them while I was in the Philippines. So I picked up all of them because they were only like $3 or $5 each. And I know in the States when I would find these, they're like $15, $20 or something like that. So found these here. These are pretty cool because as you guys probably know from my other videos, I'm a big G-body fan. So I was happy to finally add this because the Oldsmobile is my favorite G-body, and it's actually pretty hard to find diecast of. So they did a pretty cool job, maybe a little overkill with the patina, but yeah, this would have been a project in progress. Like somebody started restoring this and then just said heck with it and left it setting. And these cars are notorious for like the bottom of the doors rotting and sometimes like the lower quarters, but so they kind of primered the wrong areas on that side. Now this side is very suiting. This is where they would rot, so it does look very proper with the primer and body work in these areas, and painted like roof, deck lid, and hood. So they did a great job on some of the patina and different like weathered looks of these cars. So guys, this is it. Sorry, this one kind of drug on for a little bit too, but I really wanted to show you guys the all-around view of the garage and show you all of the cars and stuff that I have that look like project cars, and also the one that I customized myself. But anyways, this wraps it up. On Monday, we're going to be unboxing the Dually Driver series. I think that's what it's called, Dually Driver Series 4 from Greenlight. I bought the sealed case, so we'll be opening all 6 of those on Monday and taking a look at them. Pretty excited about that because these are the first dualies that I've gotten, and these things look really great. So you guys will enjoy that one. So if you have not subscribed yet, please do so. Please give me a thumbs up and please share the video, guys. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Thanks for watching.